Tonight's video is a departure from our usual. Some of you may be as tired of doing projects and being productive as I am, and frankly that's okay. So tonight I decided that we would use our right brain for a while. When I made my list of things to do during the stay-at-home order, social distancing time that we have here, I put some right brain type things on there. One was to learn a musical instrument, so I got a ukulele online, and those were my first 3 chords that I've learned. I don't know any songs yet, but hopefully when this is all done I might know one. The second was to look at some art. I've got a lot of great art books. This is one of my favorites, photography from underwater, and there's a lot of great online museum tours that you can take. You should check out. Look for your favorite city, the art museums in that city, check out their online tours, and then when we finally do get a chance to go there and check them out in person. But it's worth your while. What have you got to lose? The last thing was I put on my list to read some poetry, which is not a normal thing that I do. So I thought, why not expand my horizons a bit? And I'd like to share with you a couple of those poems that I thought were kind of neat. First one is Robert Frost, of course. That's one of the books that I had laying around. And I ordered another one by the name of Jim Harrison. Thank you to Dr. Dix for letting me know about him. First one is from Robert Frost, and this one I liked because my parents' stay-at-home project this spring have been making maple syrup, and you should check out my mom's video. I'll put the link below. It's a great video on their project this spring. This one is called Evening in a Sugar Orchard. From where I lingered in a lull in March outside the sugar house one night for choice, I called the fireman with a careful voice and bade him leave the pan and stoke the arch. "Oh, fireman, give the fire another stoke and send more sparks up the chimney with the smoke." I thought a few might tangle, as they did, among the bare maple boughs, and in the rare hill atmosphere not cease to glow. And so be added to the moon up there. The moon, though slight, was moon enough to show on every tree a bucket with a lid, and on black ground a bearskin rug of snow. The sparks made no attempt to be the moon. They were content to figure in the trees as Leo, Orion, and the Pleiades, and that was what the boughs were told soon. Maple sugar tastes great, by the way. The second, from Robert Frost again, is called Our Hold on the Planet, which I thought quite interesting since it was written probably 100 years ago. We asked for rain. It didn't flash and roar. It didn't lose its temper at our demand and blow a gale. It didn't misunderstand and give us more than our spokesman bargained for. And just because we own to wish for rain, send us a flood and bid us to be damned and drowned. It gently threw us a glittering shower down. And when we had taken that into the roots of grain, it threw us another and then another still, till the spongy soil again was needle wet. We may doubt the just proportion of good to ill. There is much in nature against us, but we forget. Take nature all together since time began, including human nature in peace and war. And it must be a little more in favor of man. See, a fraction of 1% at the very least, or our number living wouldn't be steadily more. Our hold on the planet wouldn't have so increased. Sometimes hard to think about, but at least optimistic. And this last one, by Jim Harrison, is the way I've been feeling lately, and maybe a lot of you. It's called Drinking Song. I want to die in the saddle, an enemy of civilization. I want to walk around in the woods, fish, and drink. I'm going to be a child about it, and I can't help it. I was born this way, and it makes me very happy to fish and drink. I left when it was still dark and walked on the path to the river, the Yellow Dog, where I spent the day fishing and drinking. After she left me and I quit my job and wept for a year and all my poems were born dead, I decided I would only fish and drink. Water will never leave the earth and whiskey is good for the brain. What else am I supposed to do in these last days but fish and drink? In the river was a trout, and I was on the bank, my heart in my chest, clouds above. She was in New York forever, and I, fishing and drinking. At least I'm not the only one that feels that way sometimes. Give it a shot. Try out your right brain. Until next time, stay safe.